Frankford. Today what I'm going to do is it's not going to be all about Frankfurt history, all the historic sites in Frankfurt. This video is going to be a site about Frankford Memories. There'll be some history, and there'll be some stuff from the 80s and 90s, and it's just going to be a lot of stuff about Frankfurt. So behind me at 4455 Frankfurt Avenue was Ed Turner's Magic Fun Shop. It was a magic shop run by Ed Turner. There's a video from, I think, the early 90s where Gary Papa goes into this magic shop. And when you see inside this shop, I don't know if you watch the show Hoarders, but if you do, I would say this Ed Turner guy was a hoarder. But I will say this about the guy. He started his magic shop, I think, in the 50s in Center City, and he sold magic tricks to TV shows. He also ran a mail order business. And in that video on Channel 6, he said he made more money off his mail order business than he did at the store here. Any comment I see about this store when it was the Magic Fun Shop, every comment talks about the smell of the store. And I'm assuming it would be like a musky cardboard smell, because that's all the store was cardboard. And if you go up to the store today, the windows are gated, and it's gated and soaped up, so you can't see inside. I wonder if it still has like a smell to it. It's been a long time. Mr. Turner is no longer with us. This painting at 4411 Frankfurt is the answer to all your fresh meats. And it's now a furniture store, so there's no fresh meats anywhere near here. So it turns out in the 1800s and 1900s, this was a sporting goods store. And I'm going to pop up a picture from the early 1900s. The whole store was lit up. It's very beautiful. And now, hey, how you doing? Good, how you doing, bud? Good. If you look inside here, it is not one part. It is not even. And if you look at it now, it's a goddamn shame what it is. This house is 4276 Orchard Street. It is called the Commonly Rich House. So why is this house so important? This is the very first house in America to have a mortgage by a saving and loan company. Commonly Rich is the man who took out the first mortgage. The house cost $500. He took a loan out for about $375. When he applied for the loan, his career was he lit gas lamps. So he walked around the city lighting gas lamps. I don't think that's a job anymore. Looks like that house needs a little bit of help. Starting to. And another thing, no historical marker, no nothing. I gotta tell you, all the historic buildings that I've seen in Frankfurt, not one historical marker anywhere in this neighborhood. But that's it's kind of crazy to think about it. The guy took out a mortgage for $375. I wonder how long it took him to pay it off. This is near Unity Street in Frankfurt. This is a old Quaker meeting house. Very old Quaker meeting house. If you look at the side of the buildings, you can see that those are rocks from the Frankfurt Creek. And also, I gotta point it out when you see it, this is the second building in Frankfurt that I have seen this type of brickwork. Flemish Bond. But the thing about this place, it's not that building that's significant. What's really significant is this burial ground here. And if you look ever so slightly, you can see there's a little tiny headstone sticking out of the ground. And there's some more over here. Now, these are very old headstones. I can't read anything on them. So this is, I would assume these are pre-1850 headstones. What's the big deal about that? Well, Quakers don't do headstones. So this is one of the few Quaker cemeteries in the world that have headstones in them. And this building is no longer a Quaker meeting house. It's now a doctor's office. But this is, it would help you to get on your horse carriage. So what they would do is walk up the steps here and get on their carriage like this. This is two. This is the grave of Medal of Honor winner Alexander Crawford, who during the Civil War won the Medal of Honor. Alexander enlisted in the Union Navy in 1862. Alexander and 4 other volunteers set off on a secret mission to blow up the Confederate ram, the Albemarle. Now you're saying, what the hell is a ram? A ram is a small boat made of metal, so you could shoot cannons off it, and they would just bounce off. So the Confederate, they had like 2 of these rams, and the Albemarle was one of the smaller rams that they had. But even though it was small, it caused a lot of chaos. And what they did was 3 guys were going to get in a boat and kind of like sneak a torpedo and blow up the ram. Alexander and another guy, they were going to hide at like the mouth of the river. And I don't know exactly how they were going to do it. I picture the dynamite plunger. So what he was doing, I guess he was hiding behind a tree with a plunger, and he was going to blow up the ram even more. The guys who went to blow up the ram, the guys with the torpedoes, they got caught. So the plan went to hell. He was able to hide all evidence of what he was going to do. And he came back to the boat two days later. They said he looked very famished and hungry, but he stuck to his task and he did his job, and his commanding officer recommended he gets the Medal of Honor. After the war, he became a saloon. He was like a bartender in Frankford, and he passed away in 1886. I'm standing near 4333 Frankford Avenue. Now, do you see that imprint in the wall? It kind of looks like there used to be a house there, but the house is no longer standing. And there's one kind of right there. You see that imprint? Those imprints are from a very large arch that was built by the citizens of Frankfurt in 1824 to honor Marquis de Lafayette. Lafayette was the most important foreign ally to the American colonies during the Revolutionary War. And in 1824, he returned to the United States. I think it was 50 years since he first was here. He did a tour of the United States and had a gigantic parade in Philadelphia. And there was this huge arc right here, kind of like the Arc de Triomphe. Why would they tear down this arch? Why would they just leave the arch up? I don't know. Sometimes they did shit in the past, and you go, what the hell you do that for? Why would you do that? I would just left it up. Look what it is now. It's a trash dump. This here is the Civil War monument at Cedar Hill Cemetery, and all around and everywhere around this monument are soldiers who made the ultimate sacrifice during the Civil War. Let's take a look at those headstones. On the north side of Cedar Hill Cemetery, there is another Medal of Honor winner from the Civil War. This is the grave of Medal of Honor winner Richard Connor. During the Second Battle of Bull Run, the Union Army was in retreat, and the soldiers were running away. They were trying to save their lives, but they left something very important behind: the flag, the flag of the United States. So Richard and another gentleman volunteered to go rescue that flag, and they ran into the battlefield, gunfire ablazing, bullets going everywhere. Matter of fact, the guy who went with Richard got shot and died, but Richard himself grabbed the flag and ran back to his infantry, and because of that brave act, he received the Medal of Honor. And that damn guy, that's a pretty brave guy. I don't think I would do it. I would go, what, the flag? That? Nah, it's all right. We got other ones, right? We can make another one. Do we have to? Brave guy. This is the family plot. If you look right there, what's it say? Gimbel, as in the Gimbel department store family. They're all buried here in Mount Sinai Cemetery. It's in Wissahickon. It's like 2 blocks outside of Frankfurt. So I'm going to say it qualifies for this video. Adam Gimbel is the reason we have Gimbel stores. He opened his first department store in Milwaukee in the late 1800s. Out of the 3 Gimbel brothers that helped expand the Gimbel department stores across the country, Bernard F. Gimbel is responsible for getting the Gimbel's department store in New York, and he is also responsible for the Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York. He helped start that. Well, that's it. That's my trip to Frankfurt. I will say this, if you watch this video, my $400 video camera broke, and so did my bike. So this was an expensive venture. Saying that, I have a thing called Patreon, where if you sign up for $5 or $10 a month, you get bonus videos and a postcard mailed for me from a spot in Philadelphia. Every cent I get from Patreon goes right back in the channel. Hey, do me a favor. If you like this video, smash that like button. And if you want to see more of my content, smash that subscribe. All right, well, that's it. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, and I'll sail with you later. Toodles!